Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode here on the Nope, that's not us. Good morning, modern. Nope, that's not us either. We are the ShabinLife. So we've been here for 5 minutes and we forgot to turn the camera on and we broke the wheelbarrow. Who needs a wheelbarrow when you're out in the woods moving rock, right? So instead, we bucketed about 500 pounds of drainage rock that we bring from our house in the burbs up here to sort of dump. We just emptied that 5-gallon bucket at a time. So welcome back to the ShabinLife. Appreciate you joining us. For the next 30 minutes, I'm gonna mow the lawn. So I know you've never seen that before. I never said the word brush hog or any of that stuff before, but you can stick around for the next 30 minutes and just watch me cut grass. I enjoy watching it. I hope you enjoy watching it. No, I'm just playing. We're up here, hopefully for this little push that we left off with last time. It's a bunch of like little saplings and some small trees. Dana's panning the camera, the high-tech iPhone 6S, bam! Hopefully we can take down this little, what we'll walk up and show. Basically, if you can see me, it's this little island out there of saplings and little trees. It's cleared beyond that because we sort of made a circle last year, so we've been kind of mowing that. But this little sapling, little safari here needs to come down. So we're only up here for like one full day, and we're gonna try and put in a full day's work. But over here, we bring up all the drainage rock that I get from doing jobs back in the burbs. I won't get into what I do, but I'm an independent contractor I'm just an independent contractor. Anyway, there's lots of drainage rock after my jobs that come from the jobs I do. So if it's good rock and it's not a dirt mix, I normally throw it in buckets and then just collect them over the course of 6 weeks before we get back up here. And then we've sort of been trying to mow this down, lay out some cardboard, throw all the drainage rock. It's a great place for me to get rid of it because otherwise I got to find a place at job sites or at home to do something with it. But this is our little shower area, so it'll be nice to walk out and not
Grab
be...
the bucket.
What's that?
Grab the bucket.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we've ever showed you the shower, probably, but... Welcome to our shower. High tech, super high tech. Pull the lever, water comes out. Crazy. Dana takes the first shower because when it's full, there's at least some water pressure. When it gets down to about here and I jump in the shower, it's like a trickle. But after a long day's work and it's like 90 degrees out, I could care less. I just want to get wet. But we basically hang this up in the tree right there. We stand totally naked and we take a shower. And it's awesome, but it's been great because before when we started doing this, we were coming up every 6 weeks, and this would be totally overgrown. So needless to say, we've had poison ivy every single trip that we go home. This last batch, the last video you watched where we did a lot of cutting the trees and burning piles, poor Dana got a wicked case all around her stomach. It was like she swallowed it and just started emitting poison ivy. So that was rough. We're gonna try and avoid that a little bit this time. But yeah, so we're gonna basically concentrate on this little island out here. And actually we're gonna walk out there and sort of assess what's going on so that we have a plan of action for tomorrow because it's sort of getting late in the day already and I think it's gonna be dinner and a movie time. So we'll catch you in a little bit. Hey, good morning everybody. Had a nice relaxing night, getting ready for a long work day today, taking some trees down like we said yesterday. But we're gonna have some breakfast and I thought I'd show you what we pre-cook and pre-plan. So, got some English muffins, some cheese, pre-cooked some eggs, pre-cooked some pork roll, heat it up a little bit, put it all together, and you have a pork roll, egg, and cheese. Nice and easy, packs well, doesn't get too wet in the cooler. Don't really have to cook too much and make too many dishes, so it's sort of nice and easy. Quick breakfast to get us rocking and rolling. And of course, the most important part of the morning, coffee. So there you have it.
Nice pork roll, egg, and cheese for breakfast.
What's great about that is, I know it's a simple sandwich, no big deal, but what's cool is pre-making them and then just wrapping them in tin foil. We can pop them on the wood stove during the wintertime, and there's literally no dishes. It just sits on there in the morning, gets heated up, so they're just ready to go when everybody's here and wants to just grab them. So quick, easy breakfast, pork roll, egg, and cheese, sausage, egg, and cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese, aka meat, egg, and cheese. Hey, what's cracking? So, in an effort to kind of show you what we're doing, if we were to do like a time-lapse video, the camera battery and memory would last about 30 seconds. So instead we'll just try and take some pictures as we go along and pop them up so you can kind of see how things are moving forward. But we'll do a short video maybe every hour or so, but this is about maybe an hour or two worth of work. I know that it never seems like a lot when I look at the pictures or the video back, but it's so monotonous getting in there and cutting out the stuff that's not worth starting the chainsaw for, so using some loppers, but it's just a little bit too big to run over with the brush mower. So until you can sort of make a little bit of path to get the brush mower through, you kind of got to weed through it. I know that is filled with poison ivy in there, so we're just trying to be a little bit cautious of what we're doing. But we got a nice little gap here, and then basically what we're doing is trying to cut a path and then work our way over, and then we'll cut a path and work our way over. That way we can kind of slice out a little bit at a time. But this is probably about an hour or two this morning worth of work, and we're getting there. The cool thing is we don't have to drag the trees all the way back down to chip up. We needed wood chips for in front of the Shabin, but now we're just chipping them up here, spreading them out, so we don't have to do as much work. We're done burning the brush piles this morning too. We don't really want to burn too much more, so we're just basically dropping some of these larger the saplings and just chipping some stuff up. So it's working out so good. We'll take a picture and a short video in maybe another hour, see how much farther we got. Hopefully it's a little more than what you see here.
Okay, so it's about 3 o'clock. We've been out here since about 8. Earlier you saw what we were trying to accomplish was that area all in here. Almost done. There's a bit of a thick spot with some thorn bushes, I think. We took down a lot of trees and chipped them. You can see the wood chips. We just decided to chip it all and leave it where it lay. Dave took down a bunch of trees, some saplings, some stuff he could just brush mow over once we cleared out the saplings. Some other things had to be chainsawed. We have a nice little pile that we'll cut into logs that'll fit into the wood burning stove for this winter. But yeah, we made a lot of progress. We still have a couple hours, or maybe 3 hours, 3 or 4 left of daylight, and weather's been totally awesome today. About 67. Sun comes in and out, which has been good because baking in the direct sunlight is a lot. But yeah, really burn piles are gone. You'll be able to see in a minute. Oh, maybe not, I'm a little too far away. Walk down. Remember, there were 2 big burn piles, but we got rid of those this morning. And making some good progress. It'll be crazy to see at the end of the day looking back towards the Shabin. So check back in.
Rock and roll. This is it. This is what we pretty much came up here for, was to clear this craziness, which was a pain in the butt, but we're excited. We were saying that beyond we've been clearing, up in that back area, so we knew once we kind of pushed through here, it would almost feel like we did double the work, just because you couldn't see that before. So that is like the city of stumps out there right now. There must be, you probably can see all these white tops just out there. There's got to be 50, tree stump tops I'm thinking that you'd probably break your ankle if you weren't paying attention walking or running out there. But this is really exciting. I mean, I can't believe we actually are where we are. When we first pulled in the drive, when we looked at even buying this lot, I mean, you could only pull in like 30 feet. And maybe I have a video I can put up to show from the beginning all the way, not all the way, but like a kind of before when we bought the property. We didn't even see this when we bought the property. We suited up like we were straight out of ET because the brush was like 6 feet high, and we knew that it was so overgrown for so many years. Where we are, there's lots of timber rattlers. Yeah, you know, we haven't seen too many. We've seen maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 snakes the whole time we've been clearing. Some big, some small. But when we first got here, we like suited up to walk through the property, and I swear to you, you know, we are outdoor people, campers, you know, we love nature, but we made it like, I don't know, 600 feet into the property, and we were like, we're out. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So we didn't even make it to here when we originally bought the property. Now, we've walked a lot of it in the wintertime, and I think before the end of tomorrow, when we split, we're gonna walk up a little bit and kind of show everybody a little more of the property. I feel like all you ever get to see is us brush mowing, which is fun for me, sad for you. But maybe we'll walk up and kind of walk around to see. I mean, we've got a ton of property here, almost 20 acres. So this is like not even a dent in you know, the size of things, but we know that this is like the usable area. The front, you know, up till here, a little bit past and a little bit down. So ultimately, you know, we've talked about where we're gonna put a house, you know, up in this area, and, you know, eventually where I'm standing and down will be garden space and, you know, a workshop. And I mean, it's weird, but I can finally see it now because, you know, the space is somewhat cleared. So we're excited. We're gonna pin off where, you know, a home is gonna go. We sort of know what size. Maybe we'll talk to you guys in another video about what we're gonna try and build. Speaking of, a little shout out to Martin Johnson. I'm pretty sure it's Martin Johnson. He's got a really cool channel. His family's building a very similar size house that we're going to. So it's been cool, and they're doing pretty much all of it themselves. And you know, it's been exciting to watch. We've gotten a lot of tips and tricks from you and your family, so thank you. And if those who are watching haven't seen Martin Johnson's channel, it's super cool. They're in Idaho. They're sort of building like an off-griddy style homestead, and it's very, very neat. But yeah, this is super, super cool, man. This has been a long time coming to get where we are right now, and we knew that this was going to be a pain in the butt, and it was. Again, because you couldn't just push through it. You couldn't really chainsaw it. It wasn't worth starting the chainsaw for some of it, but it's down. I mean, for the most part, these little bits of trees that you see are mostly left up because you can't chip these. Some of these thorn apples that we want to take down, you just can't chip them. And, you know, as much as I'd use them for like campfire, I wouldn't use them inside. So, you know, there's some trees back there that will get taken down once we start planning for a house. But for right now, they're up, they're doing their thing. But we're excited, and we hope you guys are too. We appreciate everybody that's watched and people that commented and friends and family that, you know, reach out to us and, you know, say how cool it is. And I hope it seems just as exciting for them as it is for us, which is great. But we've got the Shabin, and I think now we're just gonna make some dinner. Maybe we'll show you what we're making for dinner. It's food, just in case you were wondering. But yeah, there's the Shabin. It's a little messy out here, but you know, it is what it is. The chipper worked out great. A big shout out to DR too. DR Power, we love your brush mower and your chipper. I bought that chipper for $400 used on Craigslist from a guy named Hops. I'm pretty sure that's why I bought the chipper, just because the guy's name was Hops. But $400, I mean, that thing's paid for itself, you know, 10 times over. And the brush mower, I've mentioned that a million times. That thing's awesome. But to think that we did everything that you see, I mean, all this clearing up front, everything that we showed back here, even trails that we haven't shown on camera that we've just kind of let the brush mower go and do its thing. I mean, we've done everything here with that brush mower, that chipper, and you know, a chainsaw. So I mean, it's pretty awesome. Husband and wife killing it. God bless my wife. Sometimes I think she wants to kill me.
Sometimes I think he's trying to kill me. Burger time.
Burger time.
Good morning, everyone. What do you know? Dave's brush mowing again. Looks like he's getting a little adventurous and starting to cut new paths and take down some more brush. While he was doing that, I thought I'd take you on a little stroll, quick little video to show you a little bit of what we're contending with up here. It'd be a lot easier with some heavy machinery, but just me, Dave, chipper, and the brush mower, and a chainsaw. I don't know if you can see some of the stuff that Dave was talking about yesterday, making it hazardous. Lots of field stone to contend with. Now that we've cleared a lot of this, you can see it better, but between the stumps from the trees we've taken down and the rocks and boulders everywhere, it gets a little treacherous out here. You really have to be careful. And I gotta be honest, by the end of a long day, you have to be extra careful because that's when you're tired, you're not paying attention as much. I can't tell you how many times yesterday I would trip. Luckily didn't get hurt, but there's clumps of just natural field stone like this everywhere. Even rocks as big as this one, gets covered in moss, gets real slippery, as you can see. And they're everywhere. So yeah, if we had a big, front loader that, or I don't even know my equipment well enough, that just came in and sort of scooped right underneath everything, and just clear cut, the property and cleared everything for us, it'd be a lot easier. But we don't have that kind of equipment here, so you got to be careful. Got to be careful with the brush mower. It gets hung up on the rocks sometimes. Not good for the blade. And yeah, that's just my little video on the rocks. I'm sure Dave will edit the crap out of this.
I'm over here in the orange shirt. Can you see me? Alright. So we're about to leave this morning. Just mowed the yard real quick. Actually, it'll be nice one day when I can either use a tractor with a brush hog on there or an actual lawn mower. The brush hog's awesome, but I think that thing throws you around with all the rocks and the divots and the stumps and stuff around. I feel like an old man. But we're wrapping things up. We're going to pack the truck to get out of here in a few minutes. But I cut a little trail in the back, and I know I said earlier that maybe we'd try and show you a little bit more of the property. A lot easier to do that, obviously, as fall comes and stuff starts to fall down, and then winter comes because it kind of pushes stuff aside, and we have better paths and you can see farther. But I'm gonna just take Dana because she didn't walk up there yet. I'm gonna go up there and show her the trail, and we'll try and show you guys a little bit maybe of the backwoods, and obviously you can't see everything, but you see a little bit. You can, you'll follow me and the guy in the orange shirt giving safety instructions up here, all right? This is awesome. Super excited to have this all cleared for like the 10th time in this video. I'm sure I've said that, but just to think we're even walking here or walking inside this area from when we first bought the property. It's all right. So next will be this little bit here and some of the stuff down here, but that'll be way later now that we've cleared sort of where we wanted to get. Our goal was to clear out here. I can't believe we can turn around and see all that. That is definitely an accomplishment for us. Not to mention, I mean, we thought about it earlier, and we've only had maybe 20 trips here. We get up here like once every 5 or 6 weeks. So to think that we did this in like 20 Saturdays, you know, give or take maybe a Friday or Thursday or Sunday, whatever, it's pretty awesome. Excuse the huge burn pile for next time we come. Wait for maybe the snow to hit the ground, and I think we have some family coming up to camp, so it'll be a nice bonfire for when everybody comes up here. But we're gonna shoot back some little brush trails back here, just mostly so we can walk and see what we're doing. And a lot of the stuff that even I see when I'm mowing are just game trails, and you know, some I follow, some I try and leave untouched so that all the deer and all the animals can do their thing. But I just cut a little path here so we could walk back and not get covered with ticks necessarily. So I mean, you can even see, you know, trails that the deer are using, but it's really tough to see. But down there, we start to get into the oh man,
Hemlock?
The hemlocks, yeah, and that becomes more boulders, you know, underneath, and it sort of drops off down there, which is really cool as far as the landscape. But you know, fortunately, where I'm walking here, and even back towards where we came from, it's still sort of flat, which is nice. I mean, if we need more area to clear, it's nice to know that there's still some flat areas. And up here is flat too. Everything has a little bit of a grade to it, but mostly flat if we were to do like workshops or barns or stalls or whatever. But yeah. So we're headed like back. Shabin's directly behind me. If it gives you any idea, we cleared maybe about 600 feet or so into the property. You know, that's what we have cleared up till today. You know, so what we cleared in that little extra from just yesterday is about 600 feet in or so. And I think our property goes back around 22 to like 2,400 feet back this way. And then it goes about 400 or 50 feet, 400 feet this way. So we still have we're probably about 100 feet. We're probably about 100 feet or so from the property line over here where I'm standing with the video. So we still have, you know, 300 feet or so to go. And sometimes I think to myself, that doesn't seem very far until we've actually walked it and measured it out. And it actually, it's pretty far. It goes down into those hemlocks, down into like the valley down there, or the holler, which is cool. But this little trail is cool. When the kids come up, they can at least have something to kind of walk around. And certainly, you know, there's trails that lead all back into those areas that we can walk, and it's a little easier when the snow comes. But this wall is awesome. I don't know if we've ever showed it in any of the other videos. You can't really see it at the front of the property just because there's still brush that's covering it, stuff that fell over, but that wall goes the entire length of our property line, so around 2,500 feet, and then it actually, our property turns. It has a bit of a keystone in it, and the wall actually turns with it and then keeps going. It'll be really neat when we can clear some of the brush away from the wall in the front and be able to expose it all the way down to the where the entrance is. I can't wait to have to clear all this ridiculousness. But yeah, trail just comes out, so it's a little loop, nothing crazy, but a little something for the kids to walk when they come up here. So we went in down there, and again, super awesome to be able to, last time I think I showed the video, we had basically this cleared where you could see the drive, but to think this is all clear down here is just awesome. And again, here's that stone wall slamming. So we'll tackle this in the near future. Just give us a little bit more room to work once we key a driveway up here. This is great. Thank you guys all for watching the videos and sticking with us as we just cut trees and mow stuff. I swear it will eventually get more exciting when we're up here a little more permanently, or we can do some longer trips.